Hey everybody, Koricon here, and we're going to be looking at a new Hindi trailer for 1921. Now, 1921 is the fourth movie in a series called the 1920 series. The first movie was in 2008 called 1920. The second one was 2012, 1920 Evil Returns. And in 2016, 1920 London. I had done a trailer reaction for 1920 London back in April of 2016, right before it came out, which was in May. I'll have a link to that in the description below if you want to check out that, but just realize that I've only been on YouTube for 6 months when I did that video. I thought 1920 London looked interesting. I liked the fact that it was black magic and witches and all this stuff. And I liked that it wasn't the Catholic kind of possession storyline. Let's check out this trailer. We'll see what they got for us. And then we'll go over it afterwards.
(1921) मैं इंडिया से इंग्लैंड म्यूजिक सीखने आया था। मुझे आए हुए अभी 1 ही महीना हुआ था। सब कुछ अच्छा चल रहा था, म्यूजिक भी और जिंदगी भी। फिर एक दिन मुझसे एक गलती हो गई।
I like the sets and the lighting with fire.
आप रूहों को देख सकते हैं।
Ooh, that was cool.
क्या यहाँ पे अचानक कोई मर गया था?
हो सकता है।
तो बिल्कुल फिक्र मत करना, मैं हार मानने वालों में से नहीं हूँ।
इतना यकीन है अपने आप पर?
अपने आप पर नहीं, अपने प्यार पर है।
I like that song.
एक बात तो तय है, इन प्रेतात्माओं की दुनिया में छोटी सी छोटी बातें भी बहुत बड़ा रूप ले सकती हैं।
Oh. Jump scare.
इतनी खतरनाक रूप से मेरा वाला पहले कभी नहीं पड़ा।
ये वार्निंग बहुत ही क्लियर है। फर्स्ट आई विल टर्न ब्लैक एंड देन आई विल डाई। पूरा बदन काला पड़ जाएगा, मर जाऊंगा।
तो अब क्या करोगी तुम? रोज behind you! जो मुझे बहुत पहले कर लेना चाहिए था। If thou be the son of God.
I guess they are using some
तुम्हारे और मौत के बीच ढाल बनकर खड़ी हूँ मैं।
Catholic stuff.
मौत की क्या वजह से तुम्हें मुझसे छीन ले?
जिंदा रहती जो वो नहीं कर पाई, वो मरने के बाद करने की कोशिश कर रही है।
जो मर कर भी मुक्ति नहीं चाहते, उन्हें जबरदस्ती मुक्ति दिलानी पड़ती है।
They're made to cross over. Jump scare. It's gonna be a lot of jump scares. That looks great. So right off the bat, I like period pieces. And so I really enjoy the look of a period piece. So like here you've got the costumes of the time period. They're on an old stone road. It looks like the 1920s. I like that. Every horror movie's got to have a fog machine, you know, bringing fog into the sequence. I mean, it does show the morning, you know, whenever you are trying to put morning on a camera, it's nice to have kind of a fog that's rolling in. But it does look like a fog machine is doing that. It doesn't look like real fog because you can see it coming in from the side of wherever it's placed in the camera. I mean, it's not bad. I'm just telling you, it looks, you know, it looks like a fog machine because you don't see fog anywhere else in the scene. There's no fog over near the building. Like all of that stuff looks really clear. It's only right here on the right side in front of him. And then on the next scene, it's behind him. So you can tell it's a fog machine that's been placed right outside the camera. And of course, it doesn't matter. It's just one of those little details that I end up catching just because I'm weird. And with any period piece, you've got to have a good set. Costumes are important, you know, because you want to look like the people look like they're from that time period. But sets are very important. And in here, you've got the old wood floors, the piano, just the design and architecture of the room, the chandelier. Very much period piece. And I love that stuff. I like seeing the things in the background. That, like the little table over there, looks like it's from the 1920s. I'm sure you guys that have watched for a while have heard me say this before, but I really like the way fire looks on film. Just like I love how rain looks on film just because of the way it's lit, I love what fire does to the lighting. So you have all of these candles. It puts this like low yellow light on the door that you're supposed to be focusing on. So you can see it moving, but it's not like super clear. Of course, they also put a fog machine in the room. The fog had settled a little bit, so it adds some atmosphere feel to it, like a thick air. But you can see the lighting on his face and just the overall area. Looks like it was lit with fire alone. Now, they may have had some lighting behind the camera that was diffused a lot from a distance just to help some of the details come in. It's possible, but they've got light on his right side. Yeah, his right side. Looks like that's coming in from a window, and it's probably dusk because it is a softer light. It's not a bright light like you would get. Plus, if it's coming in from that side, it's probably the sun is setting, but it hasn't started changing in colors into orange and whatnot, so it's still got a whitish, bluish light. So they could just be using natural light and fire to light the entire scene, because you do have fire in the background, so you got some backlight to show the bookcase. He's got plenty of candles on his desk, and if you have light coming in from a window, or even if it's regular lighting, a soft diffused light to make it feel like a window, it was lit very well. And you can see the fire like kind of flickering. Like in here, it's just window light and the candle, and then jump scare. There you go. Now, there's going to be a lot of jump scares in this film. I think in the trailer they showed 3 or 4, which is not bad. I mean, jump scares are okay, as long as there's a reason. I like that. I really like that. Where it's between the light flickers. But it looks like this kid was in World War II, because he's got the helmet on and he's got that kind of jacket. He looks like he might have died during World War II. I like Zareen Khan. She's very beautiful. I love the hair. It's like very wavy. She's just gorgeous to me, I think. But I've seen her in other trailers that I did reactions for. Can't remember if she was in any of the movies I've reviewed. I need to go and look at that. But I love her look. I like the way she looks. It's great that they're not just relying on jump scares. They have a lot of creepy imagery in here that's not meant to be a jump scare. It's more for atmosphere and just to make you feel uneasy. You know, because with a jump scare, you have like a loud sound of some kind. Usually the actors haven't heard that sound. It's like a music thing, and it's meant to startle more than scare you. I think the creepy stuff is so much more effective because you have that slow unease that reaches into you. I like that. Like this is an interesting, creepy thing. You know, she sees the little feet swinging back and forth. And then when she looks up, there's no body. Ooh, I like that. That gives you chills. Now, there was a movie that came out last year called Lights Out, I think. And it was based on a very short film of this lady. And she thought she turns the light off and she thinks she sees something like a shadow. But so she turns the light on, there's nothing there. And then she turns the light off and you see the shadow. And then when she turns the light back on, it's there and it goes after her. And so this reminds me a lot of that. Because it's a really interesting way of filming that when the light changes is when your ghost or spirit or whatever appears. Boom. Yeah, see, I mean, that's a good creepy. I like that. Also, her eyes are glowing. That's unusual, but it does add a element. Oh, this girl with no eyes. See, then that's not a jump scare either, and it's creepy. I like it. He keeps repeating this. First I will turn black and then I will die. First I will turn black and then I will die. And it kind of looks, you know, it looks like an infection of some kind, and it's going to be spreading throughout his body. A good idea for adding tension throughout the film for the long run, because you get to see the progression of whatever it is that happened to him. But it's kind of like a virus and you see it spreading more and more. And so as you get to the end of the film, you're getting more anxious of like, you know, oh my gosh, she's getting close to death. But it had been a drawn out kind of suspense instead of like a jump scare. This is a creepy element that has been used multiple times where person turns around but the image in the mirror doesn't move. It's one of those things that I think a lot of people think about if they see a mirror in a very dark room or very creepy hallway of some kind, and you always you're like you know, I had a friend that was a security guard for this skyscraper, and we used to go and hang out and do his like walkthroughs, but we would turn the lights out for all of the offices and it would be totally empty in there. And there was this one floor that had a hallway that went all the way down, and at the end of the hallway there was a painting of this woman, and it always looked creepy as you approached it, especially with the light really dimmed. It's dark outside, but every time you passed it, it kind of looked like the eyes followed you. Very creepy. He hated walking that floor, and he would make me do it. Because I didn't mind. I don't really get scared, but it was creepy, and I've seen it multiple times, but it's always effective. And I like things that are more creepy than jump scares, because I think a lot of times people use jump scares as a cheap way of just startling somebody, but it's not actually scary. It's just that one moment. I can be startled. I'm just not going to get scared from that. But then they add that element of the spirit that shows up behind her when she looks back at her image. She's like, what? Oh! And that looks like some of the stuff you would get in Insidious or The Conjuring. You know, those more current horror films kind of have that look to their spirits, and they're utilizing that. The last film, 1920 London, in that trailer reaction I did, it was black magic and witches. This one looks like it might be kind of Catholic, you know, like a lot of the American stuff is, with religious overtones. Because it looks like she's reading the Bible here. If thou be the Son of God, that sounds like the King James version of the English translation of the Bible. And the command of these stones be made bread. That sounds like something that would be in the Bible. So yeah, I mean, it looks, she's in a Catholic church here, so it was the Bible. You can see the cross over against the wall. But again, you have all of that candlelight. So here again, you can see the black that's going over his body. So it is something that's going to progress throughout the film. So this probably takes place during the third act or the last quarter of the film. But here they're showing different names for all kinds of what you would see in different horror movies. You have spirits, ghosts, apparitions, shadows, devils, poltergeist, wraith. That's something that would be you would take just one of those to make a movie out of it. So are they going to be incorporating all kinds of different storylines, not just Catholic, but maybe other things as well into one movie? That would be interesting, kind of to show that it's not just Catholic or it's not just magic that's real, that all of it is real. That's kind of cool. You haven't seen that much. Usually it's just magic or it's just Catholic or it's just this. Having multiple things, that would be interesting. But they do have a lot of Catholic overtones in here. She was in a church. She read from a Bible. I think it would stick more with the Catholic, and they were just showing different names for, spirits and ghosts and apparition instead of multiple meanings. I don't think they would have magic and this in there. I think it's just going to be all Catholic. But maybe someone in the future will make a movie that has a lot of those things in there to show that all of it is true. You can even add aliens. No, don't do that. Once you add aliens, it becomes ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I thought 1920 London looked good as well. It would be something I would check out in the theater. If it shows out here, I'll try my best to get to it. I wasn't able to see 1920 London. I don't think it showed out here, or if it did, it was so short that I missed it. Yeah, it's something I would want to see. But let me know what you guys think. Do you like horror movies? What do you think of the jump scares? Hopefully they don't do too many of them. And just, sprinkling throughout is just fine. But it looks like they have a lot of creepy imagery that will push the movie forward instead of just, the cheap jump scare. So let me know your thoughts. Also, I've got links in the description below for all of my stuff, social medias, Patreon, Mailbox. Everything's down there, so check that out. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. And I will see you on the next video.